Hello and welcome to The Good, the Bad and the Worst, a podcast where we watch movie trilogies and decide which movie isn't a complete screw-up, a partial screw-up maybe. I'm your host, Griner, and joining me tonight...
I'm Luke Morgan, and it's clobbering time.
And I'm Chief Fireman. Who's the leader? Johnny Storm, that would be me.
All right, we're doing another reboot trilogy this week. The Fantastic Four movies. They've tried it 3 times at least. Is there one from like the 70s or 80s that we haven't thought about? There could be.
I think it's a 90s one, yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't a reboot, so you know.
Nah, we'll go with these 4 movies, I guess. Conan, are you a Fantastic Four head? Do you have any attachment to this group of superheroes?
Well, I wasn't born in the 1950s, so no, couldn't give less of a shit about them. I mean, sorry, that's not true, because I also grew up and saw a movie called The Incredibles, which is the best Fantastic Four movie ever made. So I have a connection in that sense. In the actual Marvel registered trademarked version, no, I find them pretty boring and highly redundant.
High praise, Luke. You are the biggest Fantastic Four fan I know, actually. So they're cutting. I'm sure they're cutting words for you.
I know. Yeah, it's a shame. No, so I don't know why. I had a fond memory of the first 2 movies from when they first released. Like I watched them in the cinema when they came out. I remember being excited for the second one to come out at the cinema. I remember the trailers for them. I remember listening to like original music that was made for it, like Everything Burns by like Anastasia, which was a banger, and Ben Moody.
Classic.
It's a great song, and you know they're in the music video. So yeah, I remember one of the first PS3 games I bought was the Fantastic Four Silver Surfer game, which I think had 4.5 on IGN, and I was just like, oh, I'm buying that for $100. Hell yeah. And I don't know. I just remember back then, obviously it was before the MCU. I feel like I hadn't really seen a Marvel film probably since Spider-Man. It was something different. I didn't know the characters before it. I thought Doctor Doom was cool. I thought, you know, Johnny Storm was so cool. I wanted to be Johnny Storm. I was like, oh, I wish I had fire powers, you know. And then it's something that, yeah, I just hadn't revisited in the last 20 years or so, and then had skipped the following reboot, and it wasn't until it was being reintroduced to the MCU that I was like, I should go back and watch those films. But yeah, I always had a soft spot for these films for sure.
Yeah, I kind of had a soft spot for the Fantastic Four as well. There was a cartoon it might have even been an 80s cartoon that I was watching in the 90s that I quite enjoyed, and then I remember when
been born back then. But
yes, I'm super old, guys. But then, I remember like watching these movies and kind of liking them. They were definitely movies I owned on DVD at the time, and they got watched occasionally. Weren't like on high rotation, but definitely had fond memories of the first couple. And then, I was super excited for the 2015 movie, and then then the reviews came in. I'm like, oof. We'll get to it. I guess we'll get to why, but.
It is interesting that it was like, you know, rebooted 2005, then 2015, and then 2025.
Yeah,
it's like the 10-year curse. Every 10 years they try it again. So we'll see. We'll see you again in 2020, 2035. Yeah,
you might be right, unfortunately. Yeah. All right. Should we kick off some stats?
Yes, stats.
Fantastic Four came out in 2005, had a budget of $100 million, made $333 million at the worldwide box office. Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer came out in 2007, budget of $130 million, made $301 million. Fantastic Four 2015, budget of $120 million, made $167 million. And then Fantastic Four: First Steps, $200 million budget, and so far has made $378 million at the box office. It's not looking great. Look, probably better than any of the other entries in this made-up trilogy. Critical reception, it's pretty bad. 40 and 45 for the first 2. 27 for the 2015 remake, and then 65 for First Steps.
Yeah.
I was very surprised when I looked up the Metacritic scores for these that the first two movies were under 50%.
Undeservedly.
I agree. I think they are perfectly cromulent movies. I think they're very watchable. I don't think they deserve to be less than 50 on Metacritic.
They are cromulent. You're exactly right. That is the exact word that I too would use. I'm trying to look at my letterbox here, what I gave them. Because I agree. I had a much better time with them than I was expecting, actually.
Do you know the Fantastic Four 2015 one has 9% on Rotten Tomatoes?
It's bad.
Is
it's
that
real
the
bad.
lowest one we've ever reviewed? Is that the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score?
No, Mighty Ducks was, I think, like 8%.
No, Mighty Ducks is up in the teens. Mighty Ducks is up in the teens.
Whoa.
Early 20s.
High praise.
Some of those Crow movies were pretty low, I reckon.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Some of those would have been there. They are not adored at all. Yeah, it's pretty low.
I think lower than they deserve to be, but I guess we should get into it.
For sure.
Fantastic Four 2005. A group of astronauts gains superpowers after a cosmic radiation exposure and must use them to oppose the plans of their enemy, Dr. Victor Von Doom.
So I remember seeing this movie with you, Griner. I remember I have it really vividly. You obviously don't because you don't value our friendship the way I value our friendship, but that's fine.
He would have brought it up. He would have brought it up as a fun memory.
And that's right. But I've made peace with the fact that I'll always love more than I am loved. That's my burden to bear. Whatever. But I remember it was after a Saturday we'd been playing Halo, and I remember because I sprained my ankle or something, and it really hurt, and I was like, fuck that, I'm not going to let this excuse me from going to the movies with my friends. And so I still went to the movies that night with everybody. And the whole time I was sitting watching this movie, I was like, gosh, my ankle really hurts. It really, and I couldn't get comfortable because it just hurt the whole time. And so I ended up hobbling for a week after. I did something to it. But I remember sitting here, and I think that kind of both made it better and worse because part of it was seeing this movie was just such a novelty at the time because Marvel films were still new. It's like, wow, I'm seeing a flame dude and stretchy people, and Jessica Alba's really hot. But then at the same time, I was like, wow, I'm in a lot of pain, and I can't enjoy anything here because my ankle hurts. But I didn't want to say that to anyone because I didn't want him to be like, why'd you come? You shouldn't stay. So it's like this is very ingrained in my mind.
Yeah, right.
But I've never, I've only seen it once. But I just remember that. I remember that really well.
I must admit, I do not remember that.
What a mother.
I do not remember that. I was 18. I was probably trying to. Anyway, we won't get into what I was probably trying to do in a cinema, but
you're getting some love in the back.
Probably trying to. This is not a bad movie. I like this movie. It's fine.
It's fun. I don't know, it doesn't take itself seriously, which not every movie does, but it just, I don't know, there was something simplistic going back and watching this where it was just like, oh, that's right, we can just do silly comic book stuff. I feel like, and we'll talk about it later when we talk about the other ones and stuff, but watching this, there was just an identity of they get these powers and they do what I don't know, funny things. It was memorable to me, what Johnny Storm did when he learned he had fire stuff, going out and snowboarding and then, catching on fire sort of thing, him just clicking his fingers, all this sort of stuff. I remember the Thing going into the city for some reason and just confronting his wife and her being a total bitch, breaking up with him. I don't know, it's just something simple and fun about it that I feel like is lacking in a lot of these other reattempts.
Yeah. Great.
I was going to say, these movies kind of feel cut from the same cloth as X-Men and Spider-Man before it, and probably not as good as those movies, to be fair, but campy in a similar kind of way, fun in a similar kind of way, and not deserving of a Metacritic score under 50. I will stand by that.
Yeah. It taps into the earnestness that Spider-Man does. I was reminded a lot of Spider-Man where there's a cheesiness to it because it believes in itself so much and the heroism it's talking about. And this kind of has that same thing where it really wants you to feel the emotion of it all. It really wants you to feel what happens to Ben Grimm is just so cartoonishly sad, right? He's
Yeah.
wearing a trench coat, and his wife puts the ring down on the street. It's like, oh,
He
how can I
can't
not
pick it up, though. I've always remembered that. Like, I've always remembered trying to pick it up and being like, oh man, my heart breaks for him. That sucks.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous, but then it's like it's effective. It's like it's really trying to sell the emotion of it, and it all works pretty well. And even like young Grufford's sort of emotional longing and aloofness, how he's always like, man, I really missed out with her, but that's the problem. All that really works. And to your point, like all the characters actually have good moments in this. Like everybody does their character well, and it sort of it creates the character more than they are. Like Johnny Storm doing all the powers. He's a hothead. He's a playboy. And so what's he doing? He's flicking his fingers to make fire. He's skiing and setting on fire. And he's trying to pick up chicks the whole time. He's showy with it. Yeah. So his powers reveal his character and sort of they exacerbate and they bring that to the surface. So you actually feel like he's a person. Ben Grimm is really grim and he's always a bit sad and he's a rock monster.
And
Reed
Sue
Richards
Storm feels unseen.
She feels unseen. But she's so strong as well. She can do barriers and stuff. Like
Because she's putting up barriers.
that's right. This is a psychoanalysis.
Actually really
wet dream. This movie. But with the exception of Victor Von Doom, they all
Who's
have
becoming less human though, right? Like he's kind of losing his humanity
There's a
throughout this
commentary in
movie.
itself. Oh
And
my
maybe,
God.
yeah,
Film
maybe
just
that's
nails
it.
Maybe this is the over-the-top stuff that was in the original comic that they tapped into here.
And that's it. Quite. I have no relationship to the comics or the series or anything, so this really does have no bearing with me. But yeah, this movie is like this. This feels like a quote-unquote movie, even though it is pretty far from it, right? Because it's a superhero joint. It is clearly trying to set up franchises. It still feels like somebody wrote a script, somebody paced it properly. Like this is 90 minutes. No, sorry, it's an hour 46. It's 105 minutes. It's still pretty lean. It really goes. Like it's really well paced. There's no fluff. It's like this was a properly constructed thing. Compare this to what Marvel is now, that is a machine turning out movies, and we'll get to that eventually. That even when they're doing pretty well, you can still see all the pieces, and you can see where every cog has been perfectly fitted to get the best result for a focus group down the line. This feels just like a movie that was made with that in mind, but it wasn't like as studied or as vivisected. It was more like just make a movie that ticks all the boxes and does these things and is safe and is slight so everyone can enjoy it. Versus make a movie that will hit with 18 to 49 and we'll do this and we'll have the best, we'll have everyone's favorite actor Pedro Pascal in it, so we get all the people coming in to do it. Like, and this, there's an optimism to this movie that is kind of palpable. Like it feels hopeful and joyous. It's really slight. That's its biggest problem. There's no story. And that kind of sucks.
Yep.
But besides that, it's a good time. I'm surprised how much I just enjoyed hanging out in this world.
Which, exactly. And that's why, I was like, I'm going to continue to do this in the PS3 game when it comes out. I was like, I'm just going to live it up in this world. And it's a novelty, but like them actually, I don't know, teaming up against the bad guy at the end and using their powers in fun ways to interact. Like, Mr. Fantastic turns into like a water slide to like project the water through him, and you have Ben Grimm tipping the fire hydrant, and then he's cool, putting the fire on it and stuff like, and she's containing it all.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cartoony. That's like stuff you'd see the Dragon Ball Z characters do. And it's like, I feel like we don't get that stuff in these Avengers team ups. Like we get like a heroic shot, but it's like, I don't know, these fun, inventive ways of actually using their power and working as a team made them feel different. Like, oh, this superhero comes in four. Like it's a 4-person team sort of thing.
Yeah.
So. There's a reason for them to have the powers then, because they actually have to use them versus they just have powers in addition to their character.
Yeah, I think, other team up superhero movies, everybody has to have their moment. It feels like, whereas this is like, no, this is a group, and this is their triumph together. That's what I always liked about the Fantastic Four, is like they kind of solve these problems in an interesting way using all of their powers. It's not just, oh, here's the overwhelming might of Iron Man who saves the day. It's, oh no, here's a creative way where our 4 powers can be used together to solve this problem.
And like, I mean, you know me, I'm not like a MCU lover or anything like that. I'm a harsh critic usually of the MCU, but like Johnny Storm is a sarcastic character and he's the one that makes sarcastic quips, Mr. Fantastic's a dork, and he's an aloof dork. It's not every character isn't a sarcastic, witty person.
Yes,
which is what we get in everything else. Like we have a character who that's his trait. They're very like I don't know, they're distinguishable, and it's like they're memorable for that, in my opinion.
yeah. And like, yeah, he is an asshole in this. He is genuinely like rude and abrasive.
Like
But
no
this-
empathy for Ben.
No.
Like, none at all. As soon as he turns into like a ruckus, he's just like
He's
right,
kind of an
and-
ass.
But that creates that adds value to the whole found family dynamic where you really do feel like all the characters are lacking and they all really do need each other versus all characters are equally strong and fulfilled and they choose to have a found family, right? It's like,
Yep.
Reed Richards is kind of hollow and empty without her. Like I said, the whole movie he's like, man, I really missed my chance. Now I just do my sciencey shit. And Ben Grimm is really just depressed and a rock monster, and he needs his best friend. And Sue Storm really loves Reed and is like kind of having to move on because she's been forced to. And then Johnny's there because of her, and Johnny and Ben they clearly don't like each other, but there is this sort of, like all families, there's usually some tension there, and there's an element of like, I might not like you, but we are in this together, and so we sort of have to live with that. And I think that's really cool, actually, having characters and dynamics that aren't just like, they're still fun, they're still nice, likable, easily palatable. It's like, no, they genuinely dislike each other for the whole film, but they end up resolving with a mutual respect. That's cool. That's actually a lot more sort of, I don't know, progressive, courageous than it is now, than it is in a certain 2025 version.
I don't know. There's little aspects of it. Like I don't know. I always liked Victor Von Doom actually healing Ben Grimm. Like the villain offering this thing to him and taking his powers away. Obviously because he needs to, because he doesn't want him there to attack him, sort of thing. And then Ben Grimm making that decision to jump back in the machine. It's I don't know. There's interesting stuff with that I've always remembered and I quite like. I don't mind Victor Von Doom. Julian McMahon, Australian actor,
Rest in peace.
Just passed away recently.
Yeah, son of an ex-PM, which I had no idea about.
Like he's not terrific or anything like that, but I think in this role he was fine. Like I remember being like, he's serviceable in that. Conan, you disagree?
I think he's awful in this. Like I don't think he's necessarily a bad actor. I don't actually know anything I've really seen him.
I think the role is pretty forgettable. Like he's just kind of there to be a foil at the end to make them team up and do something in some ways. Like
that's right. And his whole motivation is very, very comic booky. It's I am so smart, but he even says it in the monologue. He's like, the reason why I have to marry her is because she's the one woman I couldn't get, so I'll trap her in marriage.
I'm marrying her because I hate Reed Richards.
He all but says that. So he's pretty flat in that sense. Like that's kind of the problem with this whole, not problem maybe, but the whole nature of this franchise is that this is like, these are from the 50s and 60s, right? These are a relic of that time, sort of the campy, retro-futuristic.
Yep.
In the vein of like the Flintstones and the Jetsons, these kind of like these really sort of like nice, simple, quirky, kind of like they're pretty quaint by today's standards. And they're things that you dip in and you have fun with those characters. And so every week I'm sure it would be really entertaining to watch a 20-minute cartoon of like these four characters using their powers together to stop the evil monologuing villain. That's fine. It becomes difficult when you put it in a movie. And yeah, like Julian McMahon just doesn't really get anything to do here. It's not his fault. I haven't seen anything he's made.
No, I can't say I have other than this either.
Nip Tuck, like a TV series. It was.
Yeah, I know he was big in Nip Tuck, and that was like a long running show, but I've never seen that. So actually, I can't speak of his acting because I've never seen him in another thing. But I'm sure he's fun. Like, it's definitely the writing that feels like it's probably the worst. Because like you said, Grant, they just kind of need a foil there for the other characters to grow, which is fine.
I was surprised how reasonable the effects held up in this movie. Like, I don't think there's anything hugely egregious and ugly. I really like the things, like practical effects. I actually think he might be the best of the three things.
The best still now, 20 years later, because the thing needs to be practical. And there is so much to be said about his practical suit where he feels heavy. He feels rock-like.
And he feels clunky too. Like he feels awkward to move around, which is exactly how he should be.
Yeah. He shouldn't have mobility. Even the way he talks, like his mouth kind of can't move properly because he's made of rocks. It's like,
it sounds like there's like pebbles gargling in his throat. Like it's so good. Yeah, Chiklis is great.
He's
so
good.
Really he is good.
Yeah, I love Michael.
I quite like the dynamic between him and Johnny Storm. Like
it's fun.
Banter. The banter's always funny. Getting the fireball thrown in his face.
I like that he's just indestructible, so he can be just kind of like a real ass and hit him with a fireball. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. Yeah, I think all their dynamics are pretty good. Like him and Jon Grufford, they feel pretty good. Like they kind of do feel like you don't really know why they're friends, but they do kind of feel like there's this respectful friendship there. I believed his romance with Jessica Alba. I think they're both very attractive people. And so they're kind of like yearning, I think, checks out. And Chris Evans obviously he just exudes charisma and he goes, he'll soon go on to, spoiler alert, monetize that in Captain America. What?
And then return as Johnny Storm in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Spoilers for Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah, good subversion. Like,
really
good.
I was so hyped for that. I was like, yes. Yeah, this is the real role Chris Evans was born to.
Yeah. But otherwise than that, like this movie is slight. That's really what I came away from this feeling. I'm like, it doesn't really explore a whole lot. It definitely feels pretty surface level and pretty just like we need to get these characters introduced and using their powers and doing cool stuff. Yeah. And they do all that. That's all fine, but there's not really a whole lot below the surface.
No. You're right.
So it'd be good. It's a good background movie. Put it on, do other stuff around the house. And check in every now and then and be like, oh, yeah, this is a fun part.
My kids had never watched any of these films, so I was like, sit down and watch it. My daughter loved it. Like, she was so excited to then watch the next one afterward, and then she was like, and I was like, okay. I was like, this third one, it's like it goes in a bit of a different direction. You just have to bear with me. But she was along for the ride, so she watched all 4 of these with me, and she really liked it.
Nice. All right, well, let's move on to the second one. Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Let me find my synopsis. The Fantastic Four learn that they aren't the only superpowered beings in the universe when they square off against the powerful Silver Surfer and the planet-eating Galactus.
Ooh. Do you guys like Galactus? Look, Griner, you're probably the most comic booky fan of us here. Is he like sacred material?
I think he is, but I'm not that big of a fan of him. Well, I think this iteration of him is particularly bad because he's basically just a cloud, like he's nothing. This movie is just the Silver Surfer, basically.
It's true, it's really much more Silver Surfer drama, isn't it?
Do
you like this?
We'll get into the other iteration of Galactus, I suppose, but
yeah. So, what did you say? Do we like Silver Surfer?
Do you like Silver Surfer? Lawrence Fishburne, obviously doing the voice.
Yeah, voice of Lawrence Fishburne. Body of
that's not Lawrence Fishburne.
It's Doug Jones. He's pretty infamous for doing body stuff.
Yeah, Doug Jones. Yeah,
Shape of Water.
When you're a tall, gangly man, he's your man. Yeah, I think he's actually pretty good. Obviously, Lawrence Fishburne has an incredible voice and presence, even when it's not his physical form. I kind of like the moral dilemma it has, but they explore it a lot more in this one than in the latter one. Of how he's kind of he's this figure who feels like there's an existential element where he just kind of knows there's nothing else he can do, This movie actually deals with a lot of that stuff. Like Galactus being a cloud just encroaching to like consume your planet. We were just talking before about Expedition 33 and that idea of a world that you can just kind of see your death coming, and what do you do in the face of that? That's pretty interesting.
With a cloud.
That's right. You can't. Yeah. You can't speak to that. It's just like it's going to come and it's going to consume you, and it's cosmic to a sense that you can't even perceive it. Like that's a cool idea. Doesn't really do much with it again because this movie is also very slight, but there is a lot of questioning about, I guess, the future and the unknown and all that stuff, which is kind of neat. Problem is the CG is terrible. The CGI in this
really on Silver Surfer.
Yeah, Silver Surfer.
I think Silver Surfer looks fine. A lot of people thought he looked better than the new one.
He looks fine when he's like strapped up because I think it's practical. But when he's surfing around, he looks like looks bad.
I think he's okay. There is some strange effects where he's like flying through buildings and stuff, and it's just a cheap old ripple going off. But yeah, I don't know.
The helicopter crash in the wedding, I was like, I believed it, man. I was like even practical stuff. The thing stopping the helicopter and just getting propeller blades in his face, and it's not bothering. He's just like,
oh yeah, the practical stuff's good. No, it's the CG stuff that's not good.
Yeah,
like, the fire looks bad in this. Reed stretching his fingers out and stuff. That part is really funny. I really like the nightclub scene where he's like the Big Bang, and then he's doing the dance. It looks,
and all the girls are just like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, when you see fingers that long,
so impressive.
Yeah.
But that whole, like, the CGI in that scene is atrocious. Like when he's dancing and he's stretching, it looks just so bad. But it's fun because this movie doesn't take us. Yeah, it's bad. This movie doesn't take itself seriously though, so it's kind of fun.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like again, and we can talk about it with other ones again. But like I don't know, I like them showing these powers, like him wrapping himself around the whole Ferris wheel, like. Super stretchy, you know. Like, obviously, there's probably a point for elasticity that he pushes the boundaries of, but like he's fully wrapping himself around that. You have the mechanic in this one, which I quite enjoyed, of them swapping powers. There's some funny moments with that. Like I just remember cracking up back in the day when he turns into the thing and he's still got their hair.
Yeah, why did he keep his hair?
Shirt.
It's a bit strange.
And then Ben Grimm throws the fireball in his face again, like to get revenge on him. There's a lot of fun stuff with this. Obviously, I feel like we get 2 scenes of movie with Jessica Alba's naked in front of everyone because that has to happen when you're invisible. You know what I mean? Yeah, they don't do that with any of the dudes, but
because they can't go invisible. It's not funny.
But Johnny Storm could go invisible for a bit, right? Why didn't they get him naked?
Exactly.
I'm honestly surprised they didn't. Like, being a bit of a thirst trap, but
he wouldn't mind.
2006 was a sexist time. Okay, who am I to disagree?
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. There's fun stuff to this movie. I don't remember it as well as like I've remembered the first one over the years, sort of thing. Because I guess there's not much that's going on there. I don't mind the story with Silver Surfer and Invisible Woman. It just reminds him of his wife or whatever. But
it's hard to separate these 2 movies, but you're right. Like this one, I think is a little bit more forgettable than the first one.
I'd never seen this before.
Really?
Yeah. So I didn't care for the first one because when I thought about it, all I thought was my sore ankle and how Griner doesn't value our friendship. So it hurt. It hurt a lot to watch it.
Yeah.
So I never did. Yeah, you're right. They feel like 2 of a piece. They are not overly different. I think this one's kind of. I don't know. I feel this one's actually a little bit better because I really don't like Doctor Doom's performance. I really don't think Doctor.
But he returned. Do you like his performance? He's back in this one.
But he's not the main antagonist. He's just kind of like wild. He's like that wild card.
Yep.
He's a bit more interesting. I like the Silver Surfer dynamic, even though he's not overly great or fleshed out. I think he is a lot more interesting. I don't like Jessica Alba's whole hang up about the wedding in this. Her character's like obsessed with having a nice wedding and stuff. Well, that feels a little bit
materialistic. Like, come on, he's trying to save the world. Give the guy a break.
And she's like that. She's meant to be a very smart scientist as well, isn't she?
She comes around. They hurry the wedding up at the end and go save Venice from sinking into the ocean or something,
which is cool. But it feels like a little bit of an insulting plot arc for her character. I just feel like after all this they've been through, she's like, man, I just really want to have a normal life and get married.
The Marines are jerks to them.
We did get Johnny asking the big questions about how Ben Grimm and his woman do the deed, if you will.
It's a good question.
It's a valid question.
Yeah, like I'll be honest, the whole movie I'm like, what does that look like?
Did you stay for the post credits where there's little like rock babies?
Doctor's got to give him a prostate exam, and this is like, I don't know what to do here.
It's like, sorry, you've got kidney stones, gallstones, you've got them all.
You've got stones we've never seen before.
Every part of you. But yeah. Yeah, like I don't know. I think this one critically was received better. Is that correct?
Slightly. 40 versus 45.
So I think that's a common opinion and I kind of always had the belief that the second one was better as well, like a better film, but I feel like I remember the first one more. There's more memorable scenes in it, I feel like. Even now, I don't remember the middle part of Silver Surfer, this film. I remember the wedding, remember the showdown at the end. There's a scene where Silver Surfer saves her.
They use some weird power to stop him. They use some sound thing to knock him off his board, and then Doom takes the board for a bit. They chase him down in their weird flying car.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a bit dumb. It's all a bit dumb, isn't it?
It is a bit dumb. It's a dumb movie, but I think it gets away with it. Like the first one.
Yeah.
I don't know how many more you could do that for. Like, it probably gets a bit tired.
I was going to ask, like, watching these two, did you wish that there was a proper trilogy of this? Like, should this have gotten a third one? There was an article recently that came out about it with Ian Grufford that was about it got cancelled, I believe, because they were going to do one. It was going to be a trilogy. We would have done it a long time ago if it was a trilogy. But
the first one.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, probably didn't deserve it. I don't think the world was less because of it.
No, and I mean, we get Iron Man, what, a year or two after this movie? Like, that really changed the landscape for superhero movies.
Yeah, a year later. Yeah, you're
It's
right.
kind of crazy to think this is all pre-MCU. Yeah, and because it was Fox back then, wasn't it?
This is still part of the Fox,
Same as, like, X-Men for sure,
cinematic universe. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize this movie did as poorly as it did. I mean, thinking back, it definitely box office. Sorry, yeah. I mean, I sort of had the idea that they were never huge juggernauts because no one really liked them or was dying to see them. It seemed like the kind of movie that it's kind of like what MCU was for a while. You saw them because it was the event, and this was still superhero movies were still a little bit novel at this time. But the second one definitely feels like that was waning a little bit. I still sort of assumed it did better, but yeah, it seemed like nobody really cared about the sequel. Yeah, I don't know. Like Tim Story, the director, he's a music video director, and he definitely feels like that kind of. He feels like he doesn't really have any. I bang this drum all the time. He doesn't have anything to say. He directs. All of his movies are like shitty comedies and bad remakes and blaxploitation stuff.
This did as good at the box office as Batman Begins, which was around this time. 2005.
That's kind of wild.
So I feel like it didn't do bad at the box office pre-MCU. This is sort of the standard. Obviously, Spider-Man was bigger, but
I mean, so it was like 170 made 300 mil. Yeah, Batman Begins was 150 made 375. You're right, it's pretty comparable. But I mean, like a Batman reboot at the time to a. Yeah, actually, I don't know. Batman Begins, I feel like was a big DVD movie. Every single human being owned that.
And then Dark Knight obviously killed it at the box office.
Yeah, and then Dark Knight comes on and changes the world.
Yeah.
I think that was the time like people were already maybe getting a little bit over the goofiness, the comic booky feel of comic book movies. Like the critical reception says this. A lot of the criticism is people shitting on it saying, "Oh, this is fun if you're 8 years old," or "This is a really childish movie." And so I think already at that time, people were getting a bit over the comic bookness.
I mean, that's kind of what Mr. Fantastic changing his face shape to be like a full Giga Chad. There's a deleted scenes one in that where he turns into Hugh Jackman as well, like with the Wolverine beard.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
DVD extras, man.
Yeah, it's a lost art.
All right. Shall we move on?
Let's.
The reason we're all here. Fantastic Four 2015. 4 young outsiders teleport to an alternate and dangerous universe which alters their physical form in shocking ways. The four must learn to harness their new abilities and work together to save Earth from a former friend turned enemy. Man, let's take 4 of the hottest young talents in Hollywood and put them in the most boring freaking movie ever made.
Yeah. This movie lacks everything. This has no character. This has no character whatsoever. Like, who are these people? Like, who is Mr. Fantastic in this? I don't know. It's such a weird direction for all of this. Like, Victor Von Doom, like, I don't know, just everything in this film is... And you know what? I'm sure most people would have read Conan's Letterboxd review, but like, 100% agree with him. Like, at the start of this, I was like, maybe this isn't going to be so bad. Like,
first 10 minutes,
they're going through them as childhood friends and it's going through this sort of story. I even quite like the whole aspect of when they're transforming. It's almost horror-like. Like this, they're facing these horrific transformations, but it just then just loses. Like, I was like, I am not along for the ride. I don't even know what's happening. I don't even care. I have no interest. This is not fun. It's like, I don't know. You couldn't make a more boring movie. And for me to skip a superhero movie, like, I'd never seen this and had never even an interest of like, should I watch this? It was just like, no, I'm not watching this. It looked bad. The posters look bad. The outfits are bad. Like, everything looks so fucking boring.
Grimm is so bad in this movie. Terrible.
Like, that's astoundingly bad. Like, just beyond no character. It's the weirdest thing. Like, how do you make Ben Grimm this empty and this lifeless? It's the strangest thing.
They even made like Jamie Bell really boring. Like, he's not my favorite actor or anything like that, but he's a person I've heard of before. He's been in things, and he just does, like, they give him nothing to do. Same with everyone in this movie. Like, Michael B. Jordan is boring in this movie. What is wrong with you?
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. It's so sad, right? Because obviously Josh Trank, 3 years earlier, makes a little film called Chronicle.
Yes, Chronicle is an excellent film, and that's why I was excited for this movie.
And that's obviously why he got...
Gordon's good in it, so he knows how to work with him. Like,
That's right, yeah. He knows how to get good performances out of good actors like Dane DeHaan, Michael B. Jordan. So,
dude, Chronicle slaps. That's one of like,
yeah, and like an original idea. So, and like, it really hits that vibe of like outsiders with superpowers.
Yeah,
wrestling with the power.
You can see why he was hired for this. Like,
that's right. And so
almost
it seems like a match
to give him to.
Seems like a match made in heaven. Yeah. And then obviously, like, there is a really long, well-recorded history of everything that went wrong with this movie. It was kind of like one of the biggest travesties of the 2010s. I feel the whole fallout of this. Josh Trank and Miles Teller were like, I think they either got into fights, they got into a physical fight, or they were about to. Like, lots of screaming, lots of fighting between them. Josh Trank had no final cut, so Fox really butchered it. So like a lot of interesting stuff about what went wrong, but still just kind of fascinating that
in the movie itself.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Yeah, the story around this is much more compelling.
I would watch a YouTube documentary on
a young outsider trying to make a superhero movie and getting taken by evil Fox Von Doom.
Von Doom's bad. Von Doom looks bad as well.
He does.
Yeah.
Like,
the rock and roller, they sullied him. It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. That's right. They ruined one of the best characters in one of the best movies of the past 25 years. It's just crazy.
Who is the real rock and roller?
You can't do that to Toby
Von Doom.
It's not right.
Man, I could not buy any less chemistry between Miles Teller and Kate Mara. Like, those two just don't even care to be in the same room as each other, I don't think.
Yeah.
Any of these people care to be in the same room.
I know.
Like, you could argue maybe Ben Grimm and him near the start of the film, but then it just loses it. Like,
even like as kids, they're good, but then as soon as they're grown, as soon as they're like teenagers at the science fair, I'm like,
these not teenagers. Yeah,
it's strange. Like, it does feel like this. This feels like a project that was doomed from day one because, like, young director, seemingly bad blood between everyone involved. Fox only did this to keep the rights. Like, it wasn't a it was a cynical project to start with, which is not a good way to
feels like it.
Yeah, approach a project. I was kind of in awe how wrong they got it though. Yeah, I really didn't think they could screw it. But like, it's not egregiously bad in the way that I was expecting. I was expecting there to be like, feel like it was shot on a home video and like bad actors giving bad performances. I was expecting kind of like The Room, but without any of the fun.
Yeah.
And instead, I'm like, it's all competently made. It's just so nothingness. It's
Nothing.
it's weird. It left me feeling I wasn't angry at the end, and I wanted to be angry. I wanted to hate it and be like, this movie pisses me off. But I was
Miles
just
Teller
like, I feel nothing.
disappears for like half an hour because he ran away, obviously. And I have no interest in seeing him returned. Like, I'm literally like, oh, is he going to come back? I don't know. Will he come back? I don't care. Like,
Let's hope
Yeah,
not.
they do a time jump of the most interesting point in their lives, probably. Like
Literally.
this is where they're learning their powers and they're becoming part of the military and stuff. I'm like, that could be interesting. No, let's skip over that and go back to this weird alternate dimension for some reason.
Yeah,
Which how did
I
Von
really-
Doom survive there? Like, it's just dumb. And I hate the whole like flying around in her bubble. Like they're just like, oh, we need to get them somewhere. She can fly them in her bubble. It's pretty handy actually. They don't need a flying car. They can just fly around. We can get Sue Storm can move people around. It's fine.
Yeah, she magic. There's no like internal logic. There's no.
No.
Yeah.
the funniest thing from this movie is just the meme that came out. Miles Teller being like, say that again when he's like, yeah, it's fantastic. And he just pulls that face where he's like, so
Yeah,
like, that's
it's
the only thing that
bad.
came out of this movie where it's like, oh, that's funny. There's nothing memorable from this movie, like at all. Nothing feel like, even when they try and do fan servicey stuff, like of him saying it's clobbering time, has no impact. You do not care. Like it's just it's all done bad.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what's going on. I don't even remember what's going on in that final showdown. I don't care.
Yeah.
In my mind, I can't even picture Miles Teller stretching. I can't even picture him doing.
He doesn't do it a
something.
lot. Like yeah.
Like, what do they do? Like, what do they ever do in this? I don't know.
Yeah, nothing really. Like, yep.
Awful.
Weird film.
Yep. I just want to say my kids are really into Spidey and his amazing friends, and the Thing makes an appearance in that show, and the Thing in that is better than the Thing in this movie. Like, kids show looks way better than this one. Just couldn't get over how bad he looks.
Obviously,
Yeah.
the curse of Johnny Storm's in Fantastic Four, though, then becoming a much better character in the MCU later on, is true with Michael B. Jordan, because then Black Panther comes out and he's
He's
a
going to be Killmonger.
very famous character.
So Eben Moss Bacharach is going to go on to be Iron Man.
He's not Johnny Storm.
Oh no, he's the Thing. Who's Johnny Storm? The other guy.
Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn. Yeah. Really tough crowd. Okay.
All right, let's move on.
Storm.
The Fantastic Four first steps forced to balance their roles as heroes with the strength of their family bond. The Fantastic Four must defend Earth from a ravenous space god called Galactus and his enigmatic herald, the Silver Surfer.
All right, tell me why this movie's great, fellas.
I don't think it's great. I think it's fine.
Whoa. Okay, cool. All right. Maybe
Are we
can-
over Pedro Pascal yet?
The internet is.
Are they?
The internet.
Well, yeah. Internet's souring on him because he touches people.
Oh, I did see that actually. Yeah, it's a pretty funny
But
meme
that
actually. Where he's
seems
like,
to be a big,
Anyway.
I don't know. There's rumors that that's a big smear campaign against
It
him
is.
as well.
It's to take the attention off the Epstein files, which is what we're supposed to be focusing on. So don't get distracted.
yep, release the Epstein files. He
That's
didn't kill
right.
himself.
Exactly. Victor Von Doom is the president. So yeah, I have seen this movie twice at the cinema. Went and watched it with my daughter when it first came out, and then just because that's what I do, I was bored and just went and watched it again because it was on. I like this movie. There's stuff it does good. Like this really does feel like a family. Like Fantastic Four was always referred to as like, Marvel's first family, and they feel like a family. I enjoy the chemistry with the characters in this. Two things that struck out to me though that I couldn't help, and I even thought this during the trailer. I was just like, I don't know. The Thing loses something when he's not practical.
Absolutely, yeah.
He doesn't feel like a real character. I don't know how to describe it. Like him walking down the street, it doesn't feel like there's weight to him.
No,
Yep. It feels like, oh, look at this cartoon mascot character that's in the Avengers, as opposed to, oh, this dude that's cursed as a big rock guy. He just never feels like the thing. He's not walking around that kitchen like, dun, dun, dun. Like he just feels like a normal dude walking around.
Yeah.
And it really feels lacking in that. I don't know. There's not much of a display with powers with Pedro Pascal.
So weird.
It's literally, I'm reaching to grab something out of my drawer, and that's about it. That's as far as.
And like he gets stretched later on, like nowhere near the amount we see stretched from in the Rise of the Silver Surfer, and he's like, "Oh no, I'm going to break in half." Like,
my one weakness. It feels weird. Like it doesn't feel like he's got many powers or does anything with it. Which is fine. Like Johnny Storm's good. I feel like Vanessa Kirby is really good as Invisible Woman, and stands out towards the end and everything like that. You don't like Johnny Storm, Conan?
I don't think Joseph Quinn's very good in this.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not buying stock on him yet. I think the internet and Marvel is trying to make stars as they do. Like in the same way, Pedro Pascal is now in every single film because people are like, shit, we've got a new movie star. Let's exploit the crap out of this. So they cast him and everything. I think Joseph Quinn got hot in Stranger Things, and he is good in Stranger Things, but he's playing a pretty larger-than-life comical character. I don't know. I was really left wanting in this. Even in A Quiet Place Day One, I think like he gives a good performance in that, but he's got a little bit of a weird energy that I don't know. I don't necessarily click with.
I don't click with him either. I've never clicked with him totally.
Yeah,
I thought I was alone. I'm glad I'm not.
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but there's something about him. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like they're trying to sort of make him a leading man, and he should be a weird character piece.
To be honest, Gladiator 2 might be one of his better roles. Like he's super weird in that, but he fits that pretty nicely.
That's it. He's a freak in that, and like that's kind of what. And again, Eddie Munson in Stranger Things is a freak. Like
Pedro Pascal, Gladiator 2.
I think that's kind of where he shines. And in this, he's very vanilla in this. He doesn't do much. He doesn't do anything exciting. Look, this is my main problem with this movie. All these characters are not characters either, really. Compare this to the original one where, like we said, Johnny Storm is setting fires and he's a playboy and he's making quips. Johnny Storm in this is like super bland. Doesn't do anything.
Caring brother.
Yeah, caring brother. He actually is friends with Ben Grimm. He's like
very PG flirty with the Silver Woman.
That's right. He's not a playboy at all. Like he makes one quote unquote funny line about flirting with sexy aliens, and it's like that's kind of it. So he has no real energy or magnetism. Him and Ben Grimm are friends. Pedro Pascal is charismatic. I'm still invested. I think he is good. Yes, he is way oversaturated and he needs to step the hell back. But he's still a good actor. He can still he can still hold the camera and lead a film.
And I don't think this is Pedro's fault. Reed Richards is really good, but as Mr. Fantastic, this is a poor Mr. Fantastic. Like we don't see Mr. Fantastic do anything. Him as Reed Richards, I really like his portrayal of Reed Richards.
I kind of
which is the most part of this movie.
But again, it's like his Reed Richards is really, really playing. Like he
doesn't feel like the smartest person in the world.
Doesn't. And like his whole sort of quirk is like he overthinks things. He's like, but I made this subatomic particle accelerator instead of building the crib, but it's cool. I built the crib too because I'm so freaking good. But I'm a little bit anxious. It's like, what the fuck is that? That's not a weakness.
I think the interesting part of Reed Richards in this is that aspect of, technically it makes sense to give up our kid. As in like, the thing he's thinking of, like, it's kind of logical that we probably should do this.
But he never pushes that, right? Like, it'd be more interesting if he pushed it, right? Like, he says, yes, the thought crossed my mind. And
could never be forgiven.
And then Sue Storm's like, how dare you ever even think that? Like, I don't know, that whole thing rubbed me the wrong way.
He couldn't be portrayed as a hero in the MCU in Disney if he was like, let's give up our baby to the god, like the space giant.
I think, yeah, that's kind of what's irking me about this movie. There's a lot of moments like that. It comes right up to the precipice of a really bold choice and then pulls right back. That moment had the exact same thought. I'm like, he's gonna toy with this idea. He's gonna actually calculate and be like, maybe we give up this kid. That's really cool. The whole Galactus plan when he comes up and he's like, we're gonna teleport the world away, the whole planet away. I was like, they're going to teleport into Earth 616 or whatever it is.
That's what I thought was going to happen too.
We're going to have the convergence, the collision. It is going to fuck shit up. This is going to be really cool. And instead, he's just like, we're just going to do a really lame ass, like go through a portal at the end.
They had the chance to give us the first vaginal birth on camera in the MCU, and they chose not to. And I think that was a weak choice. Like, we should have seen a baby crowning. Like, why not?
Get it, but she was just invisible.
Just full blind.
I do think that was probably one of the better scenes, like the balancing of all the things that are going on there, where they're trying to zip into wormholes, trying to escape the Silver Surfer, trying to have a baby, like spinning all these plates was pretty fun.
In Marvel, where like it seems like, nobody actually wants to kill the bad guy, I really like her turning to Johnny and just going, kill her.
Yeah.
She's like, Johnny, kill her. And he's like, what? And he's like, she's trying to steal your nephew, kill her. Like, straight up. She's like, that maternal instinct. I don't know. I quite like her performance as...
Would it have been better if Johnny Storm was like, she's hot. I'm not going to kill her.
He's like, I'll kill her tomorrow, but can I just have one night, please? That's what Chris Evans would have said.
That's right. Not my Johnny
He's
Storm.
like, no, he would have just been like, I can fix her. I swear. I can fix her. But,
because again, his whole Johnny Storm, I know, makes his whole character. His arc of like, I'm going to decipher the language to not be seen as the silly goofball brother is like really dumb. And then like the Eben Moss Bacharach stuff, where Natasha Lyonne comes in for 2 scenes where he sees a teacher and she's like thirsting. She is just so engorged for him, and he's just like, I'll see you again. And then she turns up at the
rock hard.
Everyone is rock hard in that scene. And then he turns up later at the school. He's like, hey, I just want to see if you're all right. She's like, yeah, I'm cool. I was like, what is that? You have 2 scenes together. There's clearly like 20 minutes of footage somewhere of their whole relationship. But it's so pointless.
Because he's just a CGI character. He never
That's right. That's right. And it doesn't work because if we had said 10 minutes of him trying to pick up a wedding ring from the ground and he couldn't do it.
And you hear the scraping and he can't do it. Oh, man, I would have been there.
We'd be invested, right? But like, he's happy in this movie. There's literally one scene where he says momentarily to Pedro, Pedro says, hey, I'm sorry I couldn't fix you. And he's like, no, it's cool. That's it. He's
so happy.
He loves life.
Yeah.
He's cooking. He's a chef. He's like, put some more sauce in it.
How does that make? How does a rock taste anything anyway? And there's
question.
a weird line later on where he's like, you're not the smartest man in the world. You can't cook. I was like, yeah, okay. That makes sense.
And his response is funny. He's like, it's more of an art than a science.
Yeah.
If this was like his character from The Bear, I think we'd have a much more interesting Ben Grimm. If he was like just yelling and swearing,
it's just cousin yelling,
had the thick Boston accent,
Can you imagine? Yeah, Pedro's off there doing calculations, and he's in the other room, he's screaming at him about like how they need forks. And Pedro's just like, "Shut up, Galactus is coming." Johnny Storm's out there banging Silver Surfer. Sue Storm's got postnatal depression because that's a real thing. We shouldn't joke about it, but it can happen. This is a family dynamic that is more interesting.
Yeah, this movie feels super safe. You're right. I 100% agree.
No tension.
We always say this with these movies where it's like introducing characters again, where we say we don't need the origin story. Should we have seen them getting their powers first?
I had that exact thought. I was like, I actually want another origin story. I think that's more interesting.
Because, like, I don't know, even just a quick flashback of them, like, this, like, they talk about, like, you
kind of get like the cartoon, right? Like, that's kind of the recap of how we got where we are.
Yeah.
But I don't know. For me, the thing that frustrated me like a lot was just like they don't use their powers hardly at all in this movie. Even the final fight, it's just her pushing him along with her overpowered force field. Like, that's it.
it's that thing. It's like the hands up move.
Hmm.
You know, it's like a recurring joke where like The Matrix did it, Stranger Things does it. It's just like people just put their hands up and they defeat the enemy.
Her nose didn't even bleed. Like, come on.
Yeah, what's up with that? What's up with that?
She died.
Yeah,
True.
I know. Again, bold choice. And what do they do last minute? Nah, she's cool.
Bring it back to life.
Bring it back. Yeah, there's yeah, really safe is the word. Like, there's a scene that really pissed me off. It's the it's when they're all like protesting down at the tower, and they're all hanging out, and she just comes out with the baby. She's like, "Hey, everyone, this is my son. Don't worry, I'm not gonna let you all die." And everyone's just
They
at
would
the drop
maul
of,
her in
That's
real life.
right. At the drop of the hat, it's already unbelievable that. Sorry, you go.
No, I was just gonna say, but that's this like their planet seems so polite, as in like when they get to the real MCU, they're gonna be like, "What are you guys dealing with? Like this is a messed up world." It seems so it seems like so 90s cartoon their world. You know what I mean? Like even their interactions with the mole man, like their villains are like, "Ah, rats, you got me." Like it's very comic booky, and that's kind of its charm that I think it's going for. Where
Yes. It's on purpose.
But yeah, 100%. It feels very much like surely there'd be some dude there that's like, give us the baby bit, you know, like surely.
Yeah, throws a rock at her. No, you're right. Like that's definitely the thing. Like the setting it's going for that setting, the 60s, like Americana, retro futuristic, everyone's happy and wears suits with fedoras. You can't have drama with that though. You can't use that as either engage with that setting properly and, you know, look into the rod at the core where all the husbands were beating their wives back then. Like, explore that or don't use that setting. It's counterintuitive to having drama, especially when, like, say, everyone is so polite. Everyone's really friendly and nice. Nobody hates them. Apparently, the entire world is happy to just be like, yeah, have all of our plutonium in this week to make a super thing. Like, there would be a country
They
somewhere
all
that would
agree to turn the lights off, like the whole planet.
It's
so nice.
It's really silly. There would be some country somewhere. It probably starts with R and ends in Usher, who'd be like, "No, we're not going to do that. We don't like you, Fantastic Four." And then that scene where, at the drop of a hat, they turn around. They're like, "Oh, we actually all hate you now because you're not going to save us." And then
We're not
again,
going to do anything about it. We're going to let you stay in your tower up there and just look down at us.
And then another drop of the hat, they're like, "Oh no, they are the best family we've ever known. Actually, this is great." It's like,
You know,
Oh, it was a powerful speech she gave.
instead of but it wasn't filmed or nothing, so the rest of the world's like, okay, apparently she made a good speech, so we're not going to give up the baby now we're going to move our planet to a different dimension.
Yeah.
Like, we trust Reed Richards with this.
like watching this really made me appreciate Superman more. Because Superman, for the flaws that Superman had, that is like a movie with a voice and a vision behind it, and stakes and things to say, and it does stuff. Even though this is definitely better than some other Marvel films that are made, this still feels like it is made by. It still feels like it's made by committee with the sole purpose of setting up a future franchise.
I honestly think Marvel's a bit like scared at the moment. Like this feels super safe because I feel like they're not willing to take any risks.
Absolutely.
And
This was going to be the film that changed that, though.
yeah, well, but knowing that this is kind of bombing at the box office too, though, like I don't know, where does this leave us?
Huge decline after the first weekend, like really big first weekend, really low second weekend.
80% drop off, I think.
Yeah, crazy.
Like, I'm guessing you guys haven't seen Thunderbolts.
No, I do want to watch it.
Yeah.
Can I spoil the post-credit scene?
I know what happens.
Its post-credit scene's meant to be leading into like Avengers Doomsday, and it's like the Thunderbolts there, and they get like an alert about something entering Earth's atmosphere, and like, what is that? And it's the Fantastic Four ship, and it's like, oh, what? That's interesting. Then that's not in this movie at all. Like I was expecting this is what's going to happen. They're going to come into like the other Earth 616 or whatever. That's not a thing in this at all. Obviously, the post-credit scene sets up Doctor Doom, which that will obviously play a part because he's Robert Downey Jr. And obviously, you've got to imagine the whole aspect of this. Von Doom knows that there's a universe out there where he's the hero of that world. Like he's their anchor character of Iron Man or whatever. And so he can maybe manipulate that by going there or whatever. I don't know, but it's weird. I really thought this movie was going to now set the groundwork for this new phase, but it really didn't. It felt like its own self-contained thing that didn't really do anything.
Which has been the praise a lot of people have been shouting for it. Like I'm kind of I'm a little bit flabbergasted at how much praise this movie is getting. And most of it circles around people being like, finally, a movie I don't have to do homework for. And
Which
that
I
is,
said that as well in my
yeah.
review,
And that
calling
is,
me out. But but the thing is, then it should be able to do stuff from there to set stuff
yeah,
up for the rest of it, as opposed to like if you're going to be a self-contained thing, do take chances, do something exciting. If it's going to be its own standalone, but it doesn't do that.
that's right. It's kind of this weird thing. I actually felt myself being like, you know, it would have been cool if Samuel L. Jackson turned up and just threw a spanner in the works. And I never thought I'd say that. I never thought I'd be like, "Whoa, I really need more cameos from other characters." But yeah, it felt too small to be worthy of its own independent film. It sort of had something more, and it wasn't big enough to not warrant that. It just feels kind of this weird in between. And like you said, Grindr, it just feels like it's a pretty scared choice, all things considered. Like there's just a lot of playing it safe here.
I don't know, like it's going to be weird to see these characters interact in the MCU, like with all the other characters. I can't say I'm like excited to see these four interact with the rest of them, but I can't lie. There was a part of me that was excited to see John Krasinski's Mr. Fantastic interact with everyone else. You know, like I feel like I was more interested in him in his little appearance in Doctor Strange. Like, obviously that was the fan cast for a long time, and then they've gone with Pedro Pascal. But yeah, I don't know.
Do you reckon they? Because Pedro is so in demand, right? Do you reckon they either recast in the next movie? Like, do you reckon these guys are signed on for like 4, 5, 6 film contracts?
Yeah, 100%.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's because the other ones, right? The earlier version, like what is it? You know, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, and Edward Norton into Mark Ruffalo into whatever. Like they were kind of either relative unknowns or actors who sort of hadn't quite had their moment yet. Or in RDJ's case, like he was washed up basically. They were sort of weird. They weren't rising stars. They were kind of this weird, obscure ones. These are the four, kind of like the four hottest actors in the time. Evan Moss, obviously, really big off the bear. Pedro, biggest star in Hollywood. Vanessa Kirby is like well on her way of becoming one of the great actresses of a generation. And Joseph Quinn is like sort of being pushed into everything as well. It feels like this one, they're not trying to do it. They're not trying to make actors. They're like, we need guaranteed successes. And if you're going to have the biggest actors working, they're not going to want to sign on for Marvel for the next 10 years. Like that's especially the way Marvel's been going. That's going to become a weight around their shoulders rather than a floating device. So like, do you reckon they're honestly like, yeah, we're going to be here for the next 10 years? And because I feel like it's a really risky choice.
I mean, they appear to be signed on for like the next Avengers movies. And maybe that's all we get. I don't know, but
I don't know if we'll get another standalone Fantastic Four film.
Maybe Marvel's not like not willing to like gamble that far in the future anymore either.
I don't think so.
Like they tried it with Kang and he ended up, you know what I mean? Like it just didn't work out.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
But then they also had him die in his first film in Ant-Man. Quantumania. Yeah. It's such an anticlimax with him. Obviously, that was one of the kings, but yeah, I don't know. I think definitely with the performance of this at the box office, Marvel aren't. I mean, it seems like they're not looking too far in the future at all. So I think they're bringing everyone back for Avengers because they're like, let's go back to what was working for us as a Hail Mary. If like Avengers Doomsday doesn't approach 2 billion at the box office, I feel like they'd be like, all right, we're out.
Yeah, what happens? Does
Marvel just imagine? It won't, but
I don't know. I wonder if they have a plan to shelve it for a while. Only to bring it back in 10 years' time, right? Like when everyone's thirsting for it again.
Just move away from MCU. You can make Marvel movies. Move away from the MCU. Think about DC, how we have the Batman. Get directors like, Christopher Nolan or anything like that. Get directors to do cool standalone superhero films. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that's the way it needs to go, right? Like,
just obviously we haven't discussed Galactus or Silver Surfer at all. What were your thoughts on Galactus and
Hot space alien. Like, what more do I have to
Galactus
say?
yeah,
Yeah.
he's really good, but
He's big.
Very-
he's real big.
he's very big.
I like him big. Yeah, like again.
He's fine. He's pretty boring though. Like he doesn't do much. He
His
just
intro
walks through the
scene's the
city.
coolest scene with him.
Yeah.
I think like he feels like he has a presence in that ship. They destroy the planet, and he feels really big and everything like that. But then I don't know, just seeing him Godzillaing around the city, and then just getting pushed over by force field bubbles. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel world eating like that Storm did. That good old Storm, you know.
Yeah, I'm starting to think Storm might be the best choice. Let's do a large Storm.
Yep. What about Silver Surfer, Julie Gardner?
She's really good in general. She's fine in this. Again, like we've seen this character.
Yeah.
Like
And
Lawrence
it's not even like a different take on her really, except for it being female. Like same plot basically.
Yeah.
Yep.
I chose
She's
to
not
do
given
this
any
instead.
more to do in this than she was given to do in the other movie. So
No, that's right.
she gets the inevitable heel turn at the end, and that's it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah,
It was a heel through the movie. Then turns face.
What?
Wrestling terms.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
face turn. Sorry.
Face. That's it. Face.
Yeah. Nothing remarkable. Obviously, there's not much for her to do. She's an incredible actress. Just nothing for her to really do in this.
Yeah. Yeah, like
The scene's cool where they trapped her in the time dilation thing near the black hole. I think that's cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she got like a month to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very
But
interstellar.
if Interstellar taught me anything, they should have come back 200 years older, right? Like everybody they knew on Earth should have died, and Galactus should have already arrived.
See, that would have been no. Take some swings, Marvel. Shit.
If they did that, and then it's like, well, let's go to another universe, and that's how they get into the. But it's an interesting movie, at least. But yeah,
I love it. I'm so there for it. I know these aren't made for me, but they should be. That's so cool. Man.
What do we think about the Thing growing a beard?
it's kind of gross.
Wasn't expecting that.
But again, just like this character, this character feels like it's supposed to be full of pathos, right? He's supposed to be like, oh, this poor guy is trapped in a rock, and this is like, haha, do you like my rock beard? Oh no, my grinder's gone out in the blackout. It's just really nice and lovely, like, haha, isn't this
nice.
fun?
Everything's so nice in this world.
It's sterile. It's really
as
really
far as the
sterile.
ribbing goes between him and Johnny Storm is, I like your beard, and he's like, really? Oh, thanks, man. Like everyone's just so nice to each other.
Yeah,
That's right. Yep. Not a fan.
You know what? It will be funny, like if when they enter the other Earth, like they're walking down the street and like, you know, some New Yorkers just like spits on them and like they're like, what the hell? And they're like super sheltered and just like, oh my god, these people are monsters. Like that could be funny, you know?
We shouldn't even save this planet. This planet sucks.
Like Galactus should destroy this one. We need to reach out to Galactus. At this point, it has no hope. Donald Trump's the president. What is going on?
I like it. It's a good choice.
Yeah.
all right. Shall we rank the cast? Shall we rank the four? Who's the best Mr. Fantastic? It might be
Grufford.
Pedro, I think.
No, I prefer Grufford.
Yeah. It shouldn't be close, but it actually
It's close. It is close.
I'll go with Pedro because he's a better actor in this.
Right, best.
Like I think better Reed Richards.
Best Sue Storm.
Vanessa Kirby.
Vanessa Kirby, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think I agree. Best Johnny Storm. It's Chris Evans, I think.
Evans, yeah.
Evans. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Best Ben Grimm.
Michael Chiklis.
Jamie Bell. No, it's
Easy.
Chiklis. It's Chiklis for sure.
Like, man, you know, as much crap as you can throw on the first Fantastic Four, that's a possible 3 out of 4 of having the best members of the cast.
That's right.
It's true. All right, shall we rank the actual movies?
Yes.
Here's 4 of them.
Oh.
2015 is the worst. All right, I
All
gotta
of
think
this
now. Actually.
sucks.
For me, I think it's 2015 is the worst, then Silver Surfer, probably, then 2025, then 2005.
Wow.
So 2005 is your favorite.
Yeah, I think so.
See, on Letterboxd, I put the new one as like 3 out of 5, and the other one's 2.5. But as time's gone on, I've just really soured on it more. I really can't think of much positive about the 2025 film.
Got to admit, when I went and watched it the second time at the cinema, halfway through the movie, I was like, "What am I doing?" I was like, "Why am I here again?" I was
Why am I
like,
making these
I
choices?
am bored. I was like, I wasn't even interested in. I had like no desire to actually see it a second time. I just did it because I was bored and had time to kill. And I was like, I'm not enjoying this. My popcorn's finished.
Yeah.
What am I still doing here?
That's the point.
Well, even now, I could be convinced this weekend, to watch the 2005 one again. So I'll probably go same order as Griner,
Yeah, I probably
which is
would do the
weird because
same.
I like
Yeah.
Silver Surfer as well. But
Yeah. Well, the first one has more of the nostalgia for me because that was the only one I'd seen. So I'd watch it again for that just because it's kind of a fun time. Yeah, I'd probably say that, yeah. So 2015, 2025, and then the first two in any order for me, I guess.
yeah, wow.
Nice. All right. Next fortnight, we are watching Happy Gilmore 1 and 2. We will see if the nostalgia holds up for the original Happy Gilmore. I don't know if you guys are nostalgic for it at all. I am not actually particularly nostalgic for it, but
I have a lot of nostalgia for Happy Gilmore.
we will talk about it. Thank you for joining us for the good, the bad, and the worst. Catch us for that podcast next fortnight. This podcast has been brought to you by The Taste of Iron and The God Grotesque by Conan Clark. Check them out on Amazon. Drop us a rating on iTunes and Spotify. It helps us out greatly. And we'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Bye-bye.